Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So today in this particular video, we are going to discuss one very important automation in case you are working with Databricks Genie or Snowflake Cortex Analyst to cater your text to SQL related requirements or initiatives in your organization. Okay. So for both of these services, there is a common pattern to improve the accuracy of the SQL query what is generated from the text provided by the business user, and that is quality table and column description, right? As you can see here, best practice for defining a new Genie space, there the first point is quality table and column description in Unity catalog are critical for Genie accuracy. Similarly, if you go to Snowflake Cortex Analyst, which is again a fully managed LLM powered Snowflake Cortex feature that help you create application capable of reliably answering business question based on your structured data in Snowflake. That means nothing but the service is used to convert text to SQL and execute the SQL query and return you the result. For that as well, if you see how it works fundamentally, that Cortex Analyst required a YAML file which we call as semantic model or semantic view in Snowflake as well, and that contains table names, column data type, the description for both the tables and the columns, and those informations are majorly used for SQL query generation, right? And that generated SQL query based on the table and column description are then executed in Snowflake virtual warehouse or Databricks serverless warehouse to generate the final output. Okay, so generating a very accurate table and column description is very vital in improving the accuracy of our text to SQL model. Now the question is how to do this in large scale, right? So if you check any system, no matter whether it is Databricks or Snowflake, they by default provide this functionality also, that if I just create a table in Snowflake, I can show you, and then maybe let's insert some dummy data in it. And then if I go to the catalog and refresh once, and within public schema if I go, here we will able to see the table just now what we created, airports table. And if I go inside that, here you will see that it is trying to generate the description for the table. Just you need to click on save to save the table description, right? As of now it is not saved, and ideally in the backend Snowflake Cortex is used to generate the description. You can always edit also, and same goes for columns as well. If you go to the columns tab, here our table columns are available, and in the description here you are getting two options, either write a description or generate with Cortex, right? So similarly Databricks also provide this AI generated comments for tables or columns, right? But individually going to each tables and then just clicking on save, or individually going to each column and click on generate with Cortex and then save is a very tedious process, especially if in your lakehouse or warehouse platform, if you are having thousands of tables, right? But ultimately we require these informations to improve the accuracy of text to SQL model, or in general to improve the quality of our data platform, right? So how to do this in automated manner? On that, nearly 1 year back, I have already explained an approach in this video, that is enrich your Databricks data catalog with generative AI metadata using Amazon Bedrock, right? Just I will quickly walk you through the approach what we covered in that video, and if you want to know the detailed explanation, you can always check the link in the description box. I'll be providing the prerequisite video links there. Okay, so just a quick recap. What we were doing, we initially created few tables which are obviously not having table comments as well as column comments also, all are empty. And then here I created a Bedrock client. Bedrock is basically AWS service to work with all the generative AI related stuffs, and I have basically taken up Claude 3.7 Sonnet model. Basically that model we were using to generate the table description and column description. And one important information what we were feeding to the prompt is the output of the describe table command, right? Which basically gives some sort of information like column name, data type, and if any existing comments are there. and then we crafted the prompt like this, that you are given metadata for Databricks table called catalog.schema.table name. So these are all the placeholders. We have defined here f string, so that means in the runtime this all will be replaced dynamically based on the variable values, right? And then here we are instructing your task is to generate meaningful comments for the tables and its columns, right? And few more instruction we have given, and how the output of the LLM we should be getting, that also we have defined, right? And then finally we have called our Bedrock client, and then it generated the response. In the response, in the table description, the comment for the table was available, and in columns with comments key we were having an array, where in each array element we are having column name and the AI generated comment, right? And then finally we were executing alter table, table name, change column comment, or alter table, table name, set table properties comment, etc. to update the table comment or column comment, right? Now the fundamental problem with this approach is this is not very highly scalable, because we were executing describe table command, but rather than that, in Databricks we can always opt for system table, or in Snowflake we can always opt for information schema, which can help us in getting all these informations in large scale for thousands of tables. For each table, if you are having thousands of column, we can quickly get from there, and then apply the same approach, that pass the fundamental informations via some prompt to some LLM model and let it generate the comment, and then we will update in our tables or columns, right? So same approach we are going to follow in this video as well, but just in large scale with some optimization. So we'll inspect that. Okay, so as of now, in our this particular text to SQL demo within this database in public schema, we are having only one table. So let's go through the code quickly. So as a first step, what we want to do, we want to get the currently available tables and the columns, because those informations are must, which we have to provide in the prompt to generate the table and column comment, right? And then also along with that, some more information we are extracting, like if already the table is having certain comments, then we will skip the comment generation using AI for table as well as column, right? So that's why we are extracting the currently available table comment or column comment, and while generating the column comment, maybe columns data type also helpful for AI to generate a better comment for it. So we are extracting the column data type also from the information schema.tables and information schema.columns. All we are doing, we are removing the information schema from the table schema, because that we no need to touch. We want to basically play with all the tables which are available in other schemas within the same database apart from information schema, right? Because the information schema basically contain metadata information, and Snowflake mostly have defined proper table comment, column comment for all the tables in information schema, right? And these two tables we are joining based on table schema and table name, and we are ordering based on table name, table schema, and columns position, how it is defined in the actual table definition, that is available in ordinal position column. Based on that we are sorting. So if I just run this one, here we will get this kind of output, where within public schema we are having airport table, and within that 3 columns are there, their data types also we have received. Currently table comment, column comment all are empty, right? Now to generate the comments using AI model, here we are using Claude Sonnet 4 AI model or LLM model. So I'll run this cell, and then first we'll be creating our Snowflake session, okay, and then we will execute the same query and now store in a Snowpark data frame. So this step is also done. Now let's see how we can generate the table comment. Okay, so earlier what we did in our earlier video, we just executed describe table command, and that information only we are passing via single LLM call, which supposed to generate table description as well as column description, right? But we are changing our algorithm in this case a bit. This is a improvised version of the previous approach, you can say. So to generate the table comment, what I am doing, first I am executing select get DDL, and using this command I am extracting the actual DDL command used to create the specific table, right? And then that specific information I am passing via the prompt that given the following Snowflake table DDL, and I am putting this query's output here, provide a concise business description, only return the description. Okay, right? And then we are calling our LLM model with the prompt to generate the table comment, right? If any exception occurred, we are just writing table comment failed for the table and printing the exception and returning none. Okay, so I'll execute this particular function, right? And now going to generate column comment, right? So what different thing we are doing this time? Number one, obviously, like we are defining the column name, column type, and extra thing what we are mentioning is some sample values from my existing table column, which also we are passing so that generative AI model can create the description in a better way. So to do that, as a first step, we are extracting few non-null values for that specific column from that table, and then we are creating a list out of it, and that list we are passing here. So the prompt is crafted like, here is a column from this specific table with name, data type, and some values. Please provide a business description for the column, only return the description without any other text. And then same like table description generation, we are calling snowflake.cortex.complete with the LLM model name and the crafted prompt. Okay, right? Nothing rocket science. So I will execute this cell also. And now what we are doing, we are going to first generate the table comments using AI. So we are already having this data frame df defined, which is having this kind of information. Now you see that table names are repetitive, right? Because this particular data frame containing the columns also, so for each table name there are multiple rows because a specific table is having multiple columns, right? So we have to make sure we are not calling LLM model for the same table name again and again to generate the table comment, right? So that I have handled by using a simple set data structure, that process table equal to set. So this will contain all the table names for which already we have generated the table comment. So first I am iterating in my Snowpark data frame. I am extracting schema, table name, and table comment if at all any existing comments are there. And then first step I am doing that if that particular table is already processed, then continue. And if it is not processed, then I am adding that in process table. So that way in the next row, if the same table name is coming up, it will not call our LLM model again. And then we are checking if table comment is not there, right? If any existing table comment is there, we should not be touching that. But if table comment is not there, we are calling the generate table comment function. And whatever comment it is generating, using alter table set comment command, we are adding that comment, right? So before running the code, I want to show you that if I go to this airports table, currently there is no description. This is just a suggestion what Snowflake is showing. I can cancel on that, and as you can see, currently there is no description available. So all I will do, I will run this particular cell, and it is generating the table comment for public.airports, and it is done. So now if I go back and refresh my Horizon catalog, here you can see now the description is added. The table stores airport reference data containing airport code as unique identifier along with their corresponding city name, regional codes for geographic classification and lookup purpose, right? So all these things our AI model is generating based on the DDL command of the table what we passed via the prompt. Based on that, it is able to accurately generate. And now next step, we'll generate the column comments. So as of now, if I go to the columns tab, no descriptions are there for this table. And what we'll do, for column comments generation, we need to also make sure we define how many sample data we want to pass. So if you recall our generate column comment function, first we are extracting some sample non-null data, and that we are passing via our LLM model as well to accurately generate the column comment. So in this case, let's define that 10 sample records I want, and then again same manner we are following, like if column comment is not there or if it is defined as empty string, then we are going to generate the column comment via AI model, and whatever it is generating, using alter table modify column command, we are updating that comment. Okay, so now I will run this cell, generating column comment for the airport code. So airport code is there. If I refresh, here you can see that for all it is updated. So that means our this complete cell execution is done. And here you can see that airport code, the AI generated description is a 3-letter code that uniquely identifies each airport according to the International Air Transport Association standard. So 3-letter code, how it is saying, because if you see that in our table we have passed the airport code 3 letters, and that same sample information we have passed in our LLM model prompt. Based on that, it is able to generate accurate description. Then for airport region code, a code representing the geographical region where the airport is located, using standardized regional abbreviations such as AS is Asia, with any indicating cases where region code is not available or not applicable, etc. And then city name for that description is added, like the name of the city where the airport is located, right? So beautifully it is working, and this will surely help in increasing the accuracy of our text-to-SQL model. And now let's see how it is processing incrementally. So I will create another table with the name flights, where flight related fundamental informations are available, complete dummy data. And then what I will do, I will run my complete code again. Okay, but because in each layer we have written like this kind of thing, like if table comment is not there, then only opt for generation. If column comment is not there, then only opt for generation, due to which it will not reprocess the airports table, and it will only focus on our new table, that is flights one. Okay, so as of now in our flights table you can see description is not there for table as well as for columns. So what I'll do, I will run all. So here you can see generating table comments for public.flights, and then generating column comment for public.flight.flight ID, departure, airport, like that. So if I refresh, here you can see for few already description is updated, for few it is still null. So our cell was running, actually it is still not completed, and now I guess it is completed. So if I refresh this, now we have column description added for all. And if I go to tables tab, here you can see the table level comment also added. The table store flight information including departure and arrival details, timing, aircraft assignment, and late status tracking for airline operation management, right? So this is a very powerful automation what I wanted to share with you. This is all for my this video. The complete code I'll be providing in the description box or in the comment section for your reference. Try to play with it, try to apply in your organization. I am pretty much sure that this will be helpful no matter whether you are using Databricks or Snowflake. I mean Cortex Analyst or Databricks Genie. For both cases, this should help you out, right? If you find this video helpful, then please like, share and comment. Subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed till now. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you for watching.